Welcome to the Redvee TV Show, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2024 season. Kevin, have you missed me?
Oh, yes. Yes. Outstandingly so. Not still sat in the same place. Run out of drink. Let's go again.
Let's go again. Oh, we sound like Steven Gerrard when he was losing the Premier League for Liverpool.
I'm just saying that because this is take two.
Yeah, could have messed up the first time. Right, but at least I've got the graphics straight up this time.
Yes.
But Kevin, it's nearly Christmas, and you know what that means, don't you?
Yes.
It means there's some heavily overpriced training kit available for you to purchase.
Oh, yes, there is.
Moany McMoan. Base.
Right. I'm actually gonna be positive
Go on
on a
then.
couple of things here. The top the top lot, the core, sorry, I've got to move you off my screen there so I can see what it's called. The core range, at least it's something different than three of the same plane ranges. It's something different. Match day, no, I can take or leave it's playing. I'm not necessarily a massive fan. Captain's run, a bespoke design.
Hallelujah.
Saints, Saints. Credit where it is due. Absolute credit where it's due. Having a bespoke design, fantastic. I like it. I actually do like it. I'm not necessarily a massive fan of the St. Helens RFC thing across the front of it, but I can overlook that because the design for me, it's part of the club. I think the people at the club who make the decisions and take the kind of feedback on this thing, you only have to look at how well the Magic Weekend shirt was received last year to see how much community means to the fans of this town. So the fact that you've done this on the captain's run, I think is tremendous. The only one whinge would be that design should be in the V on the away shirt.
Yeah, and have a leak.
Instead of the Saints, it should be in the V on the away shirt. It should be a bigger V. And I know this is all my opinion and my kind of preferences with that on it, or just have a plain shirt but with the map on it and have something different. And I feel like we've kind of missed a trick on that, but fair play to you for doing something different. I'm happy with that.
I like the fact that they've managed to hide the O'Neill's logo on as many of them tops as they possibly can.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to
Um,
sneeze, David.
I was
You're
thinking
going
of
to have
you,
to.
Kev, when I seen these colourways, and I thought Kev will be happy that it doesn't look like something else of Scooby Doo with the random colours.
Yeah, it still kind of does. It's still kind of the same colour. It feels like across the whole range where you've got your navies and your reds, but it's the not plain. There's something different about them. I think the only issue is with this stuff, and this is something for old Neils rather than Saints, is you've got to up your quality. If you're going to charge these prices, you've got to up your quality. You've
Yeah,
got to
it's an
because
awful.
the
Quite often, it's an awful fit and it's awful material.
the number of whinges we see on social media, which I think are quite justified at the quality of the training wear for the price that you want fans to pay for it, is ridiculous. And I know it's getting the balance between you don't want. I think I've got an ISC training top somewhere in this room that I'm in. Um, I've got one, and it's still in good nick. And we're talking, when did we come away from ISC? Like 2014 or something. And it's still in relatively good nick for a top that's 10 years old. You don't necessarily want it so fans aren't buying something the next season, but you also don't want something that fans are going, quality's terrible on these. So that's for O'Neill's rather than Saints.
Yeah,
And it's for Saints to consider and go to O'Neill's with. Because I speak to a lad who plays rugby union, and he said, like, are you still stuck with them? And they're his words, not mine. Because the stuff that he says that they get for their training range, he said there's no giving it. He said it's no good to me. He's a massive prop forward. He said so. I just think that there needs to be a little bit more quality in the good.
Yeah. Out of the designs, I actually like that blue t-shirt in the core range.
Yeah,
Just because it's got a bit of a pattern, it looks a little bit different. I quite like the blue top there. The match day range is just boring, plain boring, boring, plain
but
boring.
there's
But
there's
maybe
room
people
for
want
that.
that. Some people want that.
Yeah, there's room for that. Absolutely room for that. I've no problem with that range whatsoever. I've got a problem with bringing out two or three of the same range in a year. What's the point?
Captain's Rum range, I really, really like.
Yeah,
People might remember a couple of years ago on Redvee, I wore an Atletico Mineiro top. I'd seen it somebody wearing it on holiday, and it's a beige top. There was a picture on socials the other day of it with the map of the area on it, covers the entire shirt, and it was a beauty. My
yeah.
only whinge about this range is I would have liked to seen that map extended fully across a whole shirt.
I think that's just a preference thing. I think that's fair enough. I think that's fair
That
enough. I
could be
think
a magic shirt. Like
yeah, I think
could genuinely go with like one of them shirts that say that red, go with a fully red shirt and put the map of the town across it completely,
yeah.
and have the Totally Wicked
Oh, oh,
Stadium at the heart of it.
yeah. I think round about the same time as that the shirt that you wore. I think Hibs did one the same season. I think Schalke did one the season before. So it's not like it's a brand new idea, but at least it's bespoke to the club. At least they're tapping into that community aspect of it. As I say, you look at how that Magic Weekend shirt sold and how people wanted that Magic Weekend shirt. Don't be satisfied with just selling X amount. Sell as many as you can.
Do you know what? Do you know one thing we don't do well as a club is
Go
have
on.
a story behind why we have that shirt. So, for example, Everton this season have gone. It's the like the cream coloured kit. I think it's. I think they're using it as the away kit, fair kit. I can't work out because they changed it around. But why have they gone with that colourway? Because there was a baseball game played at Goodison in 1925, New York Giants and the Chicago White Sox. So to in honor of the baseball game, we've gone with a baseball colourway. It's rubbish,
Yeah.
like in terms of the story, but there's a reason behind it. So like Liverpool might go with a shirt that is reminiscent of winning the European Cup in 1984, and it has elements of that kit in it. We just seem to bring out
Well,
the kit and go, yeah, there's the kit.
it's funny you say that because, again, as a Burnley fan, we brought out a black away shirt and it was a tribute to the mining history of the town. So I mentioned this
Kev,
when
did
we
you see
won
the, sorry,
the.
while he went to Mining Town, did you see the Featherstone Rovers kit?
No, I've not seen it yet.
There's a video that they put out of it, and it basically the kit has the mines of the town on the shirt. It looks class.
I'll have
Anyway,
to
carry
have a
on.
look for it. I forgot what I was saying. You put me right off now.
Burnley, Mining Town.
Yeah, well, that's what we've done because it's a black away shirt. But I know that's what I was going to say. I mentioned this when we won the World Club Challenge when we had the 150th and our 150th year, and I said about the design. You know, we had the sky in the navy old school pattern, and it was just a random design in the V. Why wasn't that something? And I mentioned about stories. Listen, a lot of them are rubbish, but at least if you tap into that kind of that identity of a town, of a club, to the glassworks, get into the mining, get just into something that is to do with the town, your community clubs as we have done. People like that. People are proud of this town, whether other people take the mick out of it or not, doesn't matter. People are proud of this town. They're proud of what it stands for. So if you tap into that, I just feel like it's easy pickings. I think that as well, going on Burnley's third shirt this year is white with a trim on it that plays obviously the claret flag that we have above the ground. Last year, it had the design that was similar to the floodlights on the. There's just always, I feel like, a point that you can make with your shirts and just make it so it makes it feel more inclusive. We've spoken about that, I think, ever since Justin Holbrook walked into the club. We've spoken about being linked to the town and the community.
As there is no one really at the club that was there that long ago, can I just say 2026 is 30 years since Saints won the opening year of Super League. Have a look at the Stag home kit from that year. Go with the away kit that we had that year, the blue and white stripes, and incorporate that into the home and away kits for 2026 and call it the 30th anniversary kit.
The reimagining.
Reimagine it doesn't. We're not asking for an identical version, but reimagine those kits. Reimagine those blue and white stripes on an away shirt for a
Yeah,
year.
they don't. I think it's probably. You remember when Wigan did it a couple of years ago, where they had the cherry and white hoops, blue and white hoops for the away, and then a lurid greeny yellow colour as the third. It might be that we need three shirts for it because there might be a bit too much white across the first two. Perfect opportunity to get your magic shirt out earlier.
Could I just say Wigan have brought out their third kit already, haven't they? I think it's a purple number, a charity kit, and it's I think they've got Liam Marshall wearing it, and because one of his family members passed away, and it's a charity shirt for Wigan Elite Hospice. Um, Fantastic,
Good on them, yeah.
really
Really
good.
good on them.
But it just shows Wigan have got a third kit out already. Are we going to
Yeah,
wait until the start of May before we release the Magic Kit? Get it out now. Well, January. Have it in the shop in February. Say you'll wear it at Magic. Say you'll wear it at a couple of other games. And instead of selling 1,000, you'll sell 6, 7,000 over the course of the
yeah,
season.
yeah. No problem with
Simple,
that at all.
simple economics.
Yeah,
Use it as
yeah,
funds towards the academy tour.
yeah,
Incorporate
yeah.
elements
Okay.
of acad. Even if you want to put academy players' names, players who've been through
Yeah,
Saints Academy who've made the first team, incorporate them names into the shirt.
why not?
Sorry,
Why
we're
not?
coming up with ideas here. We shouldn't be doing this. Do you know what we should do, Kev? We should
I
ask. This is what we're going to do. We will ask people on the forums, people who are watching this, people on social media who are really good at graphic design to come up with various Saints kits, and we'll put them up on the show and we'll discuss them.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
There's
why not?
why not? It's a filler.
True.
Squad numbers.
Yeah.
We guessed most of them, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't think we did too bad.
Can't believe we hung on for a couple of weeks and didn't bother selling numbers on the back of shirts just so we could wait for Conrad to be announced as number 3.
I know. I tell you one thing about that. It looks weird having a different number two there, doesn't it?
Yeah. But he's arrived.
No.
The
Yes,
poor
he
fella's
has.
got
But
the poor fella got off a 24-hour flight from Australia or however long it takes, and they stood him outside in the freezing cold of Terminal 2 and said, stick that training gear on.
you gear on,
And
yeah. Come on.
do you know what he said? It's not got much give in it, has
Come
it?
on. Yeah, very good. He
The big
probably
shock
doesn't
for me
need it
there
to.
is John Bennison's retained the number 5 ahead of Lewis Murphy.
Uh, yeah, I get that.
Who would you expect to
I
be your
think,
starting winger this season? Lewis Murphy or John Bennison?
yeah, I'd have thought Lewis Murphy. And this is one thing when people say squad numbers don't matter. You can't then have your club putting stuff out about Tristan Sailor wearing an iconic number, the number 6 that has been worn by X, Y, and Z before him. You can't then say, oh, he's wearing the legendary number 7, the fantastical number 1 jersey. There's a couple that are picked out, like Jack Wellsby getting the number 1 jersey, I think it was, picked out. There's one from each year where the club has picked on the numbers and said how legendary and iconic they are. If
If
that's
squad
the
numbers
case, if
didn't
the
matter,
club
Kev, you wouldn't have moved Curtis Sirenen's shirt number. You wouldn't have moved Matt Whitley up. You wouldn't have moved
no,
Noah up. You wouldn't have moved Johnny Vaughan up. You wouldn't have moved Harry Robertson up a couple of shirt numbers.
yeah, you could have just had them through to the 40s. But I just don't see it when people say they don't matter when the club bigs them up. The club obviously think they matter. It's definitely a barometer of how you're thought of within the squad. Maybe the John Bennison one is, you know what, at the end of last season, he was the first choice winger. Lewis, your challenge is to come in and dislodge him. And you've got pre-season to do that.
And did the
I
club
think
feel they made
that's a fair
did the
assumption.
club feel they made a mistake last season, giving Blake the number 3 shirt and the expectation that came with it? So at least you get Connie in it,
And you,
and regardless of whether you think he should have been given a new deal or not, at least you already know what you're going to get from him.
yeah, 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 exactly. So there's no leaving it open for someone to come in during the season if that could happen. There's nothing like that. And obviously, I know we've not currently got a quarter place, so it would have to be someone who is homegrown. But yeah, you're not putting pressure on anybody, Dad.
Massive
Um,
well done
but yeah,
to Cole Marsh, Jake Davis, Alfie Sinclair, Kieran Nolan, who've all been given squad numbers for the 2025 season. Kieran Nolan will now become the most misspelled name at the club.
yes, he will. Yeah, yeah, he will.
Guaranteed.
Paul, yes, 100%. Yeah, yeah. I'm having to look through to see. Kyle Felt is going to be a good one. And I'm just looking for if there's anyone that we're going to stick an S on the end of the name that doesn't belong.
Kyle's gonna become the long lost relation of Vanessa.
Yes, definitely. I'm just wondering, you know, like we get like Lewis Dodds and John Wilkins and stuff like that. I'm just wondering if there's anyone that's going to fall into that trap.
Tristan
Nolan's probably.
Tristan might be a misspelled one.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. I think
We'll
that's about it.
see.
Vaughan could be misspelled. They might miss the A out. But
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, the squad number wise, there's not too many shocks in there, is there?
no.
I think we possibly thought that George Delaney could have been moved up into the 17, but I get why Matt Whitley has been. Noah's had a good boost up there as well, from 31 to 21. Yeah, uh, again, the squad numbers, I'm not going to get too hung up about it, but I think you've got to put some context on them when people say they don't matter because they do.
But
They obviously do.
traditionally,
The club think they do.
we've used squad number to dictate your place in the squad.
Yeah,
But at least our Noah's made the
yeah,
21.
correct, correct. I don't know. I don't know if you can see. Can you see pictures? If I lift them up on my phone, can you see pictures? Can you see that?
Hang on, let me close it. I can see it, but let me close the stop sharing a minute so we can see it big. Yes, the 96.
Yeah, without all the hoops. I hate the hoops on them.
Yeah,
So so I took the hoops off them just with my phone. There you go. Why not do something like that?
that looks like something you get off DH Gate.
It would be, but still, you could put the O'Neill's badge on that. Get a, I don't know if you'd use that. You wouldn't probably use the St. Helens badge, but just a thought. Just a thought. Sage merchandise department.
Yeah, and in 2028 we'll have the 98 away kit, please. Oh no, sorry, 97. No, 2027. 30 years since my
Yeah.
favourite kit. I'll even do all the marketing for you. I promise I won't moan. I'll model it for you
Well,
on the site in the 5XL.
we'll see about that.
Right. New signing. Georgina Holmes, not content with stealing all of the talent from the Leeds Rhinos, we're now raiding the university also.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? It seems like there's a little bit of a gold mine over there for us to go and tap into. And why not boost the squad? And hopefully Georgina will get a run out in the women's first team this season.
Yeah, good to see us scoping out talent away from like just outside the Super League and looking at different routes into the game.
Yeah, 100% right. I think you almost can do in the women's game because of the current standings that it has. That you can look for these kind of. I'm not Georgina. I'm not labeling you a rough diamond, but you know what I mean. Someone that you can mold into a first team player. You can kind of do that more in the women's game than you probably could the men's. The men's you've got to hit the ground running, as we've seen from players that we've brought through, even just from the lower leagues. But yeah, fingers crossed. I think she's got a good pedigree within the university, so
New to
it might
Leeds as
just be
well.
being around this.
Yeah, she played for the
Yeah,
University of Leeds Women's Rugby Union team. Played in the community for West Park Leeds in the Championship North competition. So she may well look like Alex Walmsley trying to play the ball for the first time. Um, and she's also finishing a degree in human physiology, and her dissertation topic is closely linked to rugby as well. So she can provide the brains to the team also. Not that the other ladies in the team haven't got brains. Um,
Good save, David. Good save.
highly intelligent rugby team. I did spot one on the university campus over the last week. Was quite probably quite shocked that she was recognised. Probably doesn't happen that often. But there we go. Right, moving on. Saints have launched the Ultimate Fan competition. Unfortunately for this young gent on the screen, it's not him. He's just been used as the advertisement.
Well, you
I
never
hope
know. He might
Saints have
win it.
reward. I hope Saints have rewarded him by after putting his picture next to the Ultimate Fan. He should get a free kit at
He
least.
should do. Yeah, I think
Sorted
that's
out,
fair
St
play.
Helens.
Yes, correct.
You will win 2 complimentary 2025 memberships. Oh, actually, do you know what, Kev? I've got the full lot.
Get the full list up.
2
Yes.
free 2025 memberships. A car park pass for all 2025 Betfred Super League home fixtures. Unfortunately, it's probably by the cinema. A signed home and away shirt. Tickets to all our away games. End of season award invites. Magic weekend tickets. You don't have to get on the club coach if you don't want to. Hospitality tickets to a B package home fixture, not an A one, because we're selling them at dearer prices. 10% off in the club superstore. Birthday presents from the club. It's probably the stuff that they'll be in the size 6XL in the Black Friday sale.
You know what?
Behind the scenes access to a closed captain's run training session. Goal kicking practice so you can teach Mark Percival how to ping them over from the touchline.
Listen, get us on that. Get us on that. I'd love a go at that. I would love to do that. And you know that Percy can kick under pressure after the Warrington game, but I would love to have a go at that.
Yeah. Imagine going to goal
Just
kicking
see how
practice
bad I
and having a higher percentage of conversions.
am. Some fat mid-40s fella just pinging him over from the touchline. Get me on it. Get me on it.
Um,
Be like
but
Barry Ward.
during the official 2025 squad photo for your own bespoke team photo, I do that anyway. I just superimpose my face over Paul Wellens and I'm sat in the middle.
Fair enough. I wonder who you're going to
Two
go for then.
2025 pre-season sponsor event invites. I wouldn't worry about the grand final one because it's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen for the Challenge Cup final either. But if we qualify, you will get them as well. You can be the ultimate fan. And you know what? Listen, I know we're having a laugh and a joke, but at least they're doing something different.
You know what? I like that. I think that's a lovely prize for somebody to win. I know we've done it a couple of times with money can't buy prizes where you go to. Did they send somebody to Origin? I think. So doing that and thinking outside the box, well done, Saints.
Yes, Kevin, if your membership name gets picked out of that hat, I can guarantee
It's
you're going
going
to stick it straight back
in.
in.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly
he
right.
can't win it.
He can't win it.
They'll
We're not
say
having
it's a
him.
fix.
He'll bring the Scouse lad with the video camera and he'll be filming all this. Absolutely not.
Oh, would I get you another free membership? Thanks, Kev. I love you
Um,
too.
well, I don't think I can take my son just yet, can I?
He could get picked out.
He could get picked out. He could.
Don't tell him. Don't tell Saints what his name is. Another low surname, but
Yeah, all right.
unfortunately, every other Pender in St. Helens has absolutely got no chance of winning it now either.
Yeah, exactly.
If your
No.
name's Pender, change it by deed poll very quickly.
The issue is all they have to do is type it in and it's linked to mine.
We can announce the winner as Pevin Kender.
I'll just take my glasses off and really fool them. Can't see a thing
Put him
now.
on, put him on upside down.
Like Dennis Taylor.
Oh, right. We're having too much fun. We're having too
Yeah,
much fun.
exactly.
Right.
We need to get back to whinging.
It's good to see us happy, isn't it?
It is. Yes, it is.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you soon.